So for the purposes of this video, I am terming beginner's method in its pretty purest form. I am going to solve a daisy. Now obviously I can already see a very easy daisy on, well, I guess it's green center. So I'm just going to do that. So yep, there we go. And then I'm going to bring it up right there. And then, yep. Now, of course, there's always issues. The fact I don't use the daisy anymore means I'm not really going to be able to predict stuff like, oh, how can I force the most first layer corners to be solved and stuff like that. But obviously that's stuff that can happen. So right, let's start here. So I'm going to, and then it is pure RUR prime U prime inserts for the first layer, nothing else. Even in cases where it would make it would force F2L, even where just doing one move on the top layer would cause an F2L insert. I'm not going to do that, as tempting as it is always going to be. So yeah, just insert, and then second layer, just insert the corner edge with the beginner's method algorithm on either side. Here I do know a shortcut, but I'm not allowed to use it. And then usually I'd have to do FRU prime U prime F prime, but I don't in this case. I've just got this case here, so it just soons until, there we go, and then A perm, then U perm, and I'm only allowed to use the A perm. But this is the whole thing. I know stuff a beginner wouldn't. So if I have a Z perm here, I know that if I do the Z perm here instead of here, it's going to make me only need to do 2 U perms. So of course I'm going to do it there. That's the thing. And hopefully any sensible beginner would realise that eventually, after doing maybe a few hundred solves. Oh, wait a minute. If I do it there, then it gives me a better case. I guess I'll always do it there then. And obviously in cases like this, I know that if I do FRUR prime U prime from this side here, like that, it's going to give me an OL skip. Whereas if I do it from this side, obviously I don't want to do that. I know stuff like that. And hopefully that's one of the things it really wouldn't take a beginner long to figure out. But it goes even further than this. For example, here, in this case, I know that if I do it from one side, I'm going to just get a soon. And if I do it from the other, I'm going to get a much worse case. But not only that, I know that the FRUR prime U prime algorithm is going to swap these 2 corners, which means that because these 2 corners are already in the right place, swapping these 2 is going to force them into the correct place. So I also know that I'm going to skip step 7 part 1, doing the A perm. So if I do my FRUR prime U prime here, do my soon, I know that I'm just going to be on E parallel. And there we go, just a U perm. Now I didn't know which one it was, but it is possible to know stuff like that. I just don't yet. So here I have the 7 second part of OLL cases. Step 6 part 2. So obviously here is just the standard soon. Of course I know that. Hold the one correct corner in the front left is in the solution guide. Obviously there are 2 cases however, and a beginner wouldn't actually be able to tell the difference between the 2 cases. But obviously I can. So I know that if the corner's facing this way, of course I'm going to do just as soon and it's going to be solved. Whereas in this case, I know that I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to do it once, then U2 into it again. Okay, now there are other cases like this here, so I know that I need to do the algorithm here and not here or wherever else. If I do it there, I know, yep, there we go. And here it's just twice. Here it's the same thing but 3 times and 3 times all at once. Now I could just cancel it, couldn't I? Like, I could just cancel some moves in between each of the zooms, couldn't I? But I'm not going to. Like that. Here, it's best to do it here. And finally, here. It's debatable whether it's best to do it here or here, but I think it's just about here. And then you get this case here. Now, the question, of course, is, if you know where you're going to have to do something after you've done one algorithm, at what point does it merge together into one algorithm? At what point can you just say, okay, I've done these 2 algorithms right after each other. I know that after I've done this one, I'm going to have to do this one. At what point is it just one algorithm? It's a genuine question, and it's the same with for-loop last layer and everything. If you want to be sub-10 with for-loop last layer, you are going to be able to predict the second part of OLL and PLL every solve. So you basically know full OLL and PLL. It's one algorithm every time, surely. But you might as well just learn the proper algorithms because they're faster. But anyway, let's get on to actually attempting to see how fast I can solve a cube with pure beginner's method. So I'm going to have to adapt to not doing cross, but playing the daisy instead, but fine, I'll do that.
Solving the daisy and then straight away into the green cross on the bottom, which is already done, and then doing that 5 times is tedious and takes ages, but obviously for the purposes of the video I have to do it, and then straight into second layer inserts, very quick, from different angles, then OLL, and then now on to PLL, and just one new firm, and it's done, 26.797.
There we go, but that is 26.797 with beginner's method. Let's try and see if I can go any faster.
So very fast daisy there, and straight into the cross on the bottom, which is already done. Hardly noticeable because it's done on the bottom, and very fast already into FGL, straight onto OLL, and then a bit of hesitation there, not knowing quite where to do that, but even so is still 2 U-perms, 22.594. So yeah, pretty obvious that it's white, okay. Let's do that anyway. Right, straight on to first layer, hardly no. Second layer, hardly no from the first layer, straight on to last layer. And there we go, lots of zooms into the and
so I've got this scramble here. The issue of course is, I do not quite get why anyone wouldn't notice that these are, so if you move it there and then move these 2 up, then why on earth would you do the daisy? And not only that, But there's an F2L pair here. Why wouldn't you notice it? But nonetheless, I'm just going to do the daisy. There we go, daisy done. And this is it. So there we go, very fast daisy cross, then into first layer, very fast. Just keep the TPS up and then your second layer done. FR your prime last layer, very fast. Into R perm, which is the day perm plus 2 U perm, and there we go. There we go. Sub-20 with beginner's method. Done. So that proves that it is possible to be sub-20 with beginner's method. And I probably did about 30-40 solves to get that. Not a single one of them was over 30 seconds. So yes, you can be sub-30 with beginner's method. But should you learn to look OLL and PLL? Yes. You should probably learn full OLL and PLL if you want to be sub-20. Do you need them? No, but should you learn them?